Doctor, you talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who the hell else you talking to? I'm the only one here. Cheeky cold open. Has this ever happened before? I know the first Doctor once wished the audience a Merry Christmas. But that's not this, is it? This is new. Doctor on the TARDIS, breaking the fourth wall, talking right to us. Like he's Matthew Broderick in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, or John Cusack in High Fidelity, Woody Allen and Annie Hall, Ricky Gervais in The Office, Steve Carell in The Office, George Burns in the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show. I love it when a 52-year-old show can still find new things to do, like having the Doctor talk to the audience, strap on his guitar, and launch into a rock version of the theme. Whoa, we have a winner right there. We can declare victory and go home. Doctor gave us an assignment in the opening monologue. He looked straight to camera and told us to Google the bootstrap paradox. Well, did you do it? Did you? How many of you did it? I did. You knew I would. And look who showed up. Talk about recursion. This might be a bootstrap paradox. Where did these listings come from? The past or the future? I wonder if Toby Whithouse knew this would happen. Well, enough shilly-shallying. Let's get to the episode. Spoiler announcement first. Spoilers ahead. Okay, Episode 4, Series 9, Before the Flood. Very different feel from Part 1. I liked it better. Same creative team, Toby Whithouse, Daniel O'Hara. Lots of paradoxes to unravel and unpack. The Doctor being both dead and alive, both in the past and the future, both ghost and flesh, crossing into his own time stream to watch himself. Is that new too? I don't remember that ever happening before. Well, Harry, Ron, and Hermione did it with the Time Turner. So to review, if you didn't do the Googling, here's the bootstrap paradox. If a time traveler from the future brings some information into the past, and that information survives into the future, where did the information come from? Because it didn't originate in the future. It already exists in the future. It's just something remembered. It came from the past. But it didn't originate in the past either, because nobody in the past originated it. It just showed up in the past as a gift from the future. Well, that apparently is the key to the puzzle in this episode, and if you understand it, you are better at this than I am. I take comfort that it's labeled a paradox, so I figure I'm not actually meant to understand. All in all, Before the Flood is a terrific episode, both on its own as well as redeeming some of the things that bothered me about Part 1. Here's what I liked. We get to learn more about everyone in the crew of the Drum, except, of course, the unfortunate two who died last week, Moran and the unhappily named Richard Pritchard. Richard Pritchard? Did his parents just set him up to be bully bait? Richard Pritchard? No wonder he turned out to be such an unpleasant greed bucket. Last week I said I thought the crew members were little more than stereotypes, but that's no longer the case. This week we see them as individuals, as a team, and as couples. And the relationship stories have some poignance. We also get to spend a little time with the Tivolian. Learn he's an undertaker called Albar Prentis. The poor Tivolians, the most conquered planet in the universe. We find out Prentis has been sent to Earth by their most recent conqueror to bury the corpse of the defeated and deceased previous conqueror. Now, given how this show treats death as a temporary indisposition, it should surprise no one that the dead tyrant is not all that dead. It should also surprise no one that before long the live undertaker is dead. Well, we've already seen his ghost. The tyrant, a very large bony guy called the Fisher King. Fisher King is such a formidable character it takes 3 actors to play him. Neil Fingleton, former basketball player, lumbering around on screen. Peter Serafinowicz, who once voiced Darth Maul in some obscure space movie. He provides the voice of the Fisher King. And Corey Taylor of Slipknot supplies the roars. If you're grading monsters, I think this one is way up there. I love the creature design, an exoskeleton in a skirt. How do you top that? Now, we know Prentis is a goner once he sees the 4 fatal words on the wall of the spaceship. The earworm, the beacon. You remember the words, don't you? No? Previously. The dark, the sword, the forsaken, the temple. Those are the words that brought the Doctor to this deserted Scottish village to begin with. Oh, and I love this gratuitous extra layer of nutty invention. The Scottish village is disguised as a Russian village because, why not? According to the script, it's for military training, but I think it's just for a sight gag. Also, helps explain why the BBC didn't have to spend any money hiring extras. It's deserted. Also convenient for the Doctor's moral compass that nobody will die but the Fisher King when he blows the dam. I love the production value in both these episodes, not just the visual design, the lighting, color palettes, but sound design, music, and the costume choices. I love that the crew is in very casual work clothes. not some futuristic uniform. And I love, although it's a little far-fetched, that the Devonian Undertaker is dressed like a Victorian Undertaker. And the special effects and the ghost eyes and the flooding of the village is pretty darn good for a TV budget. I'm even coming around on the sonic sunglasses, doubling here as a Men in Black neuralizer. But what I like best about this episode is that it showcases the Doctor being brilliant for a change. Not just goofy, not just stern, not just bombastic, darkly morose, not just clever when cornered, but expansively clever in a strategic way. He conceives and executes a bold, complex scheme to defeat the Fisher King. The shape of the Doctor's plan only becomes clear at the end of the episode. And to top it, in a final twist, the Doctor humbly surrenders any personal claim of brilliance to the mysteries of the bootstrap paradox. Yes, the plan was amazing, but did the Doctor originate it? Holy callback, Batman. For symmetry, he ends the episode as he began, by breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging the camera. What? I wonder if he's going to take up vlogging now. Until next time, I'm Mickeleh. DVD extras, and this week we've got extra extras. Extras. Let's start with comments. Dylan Shadowstar guessed there was more to it last week than simply the TARDIS being afraid of ghosts. Rightly predicted she was avoiding a paradox. Viva I'm a Toonlink Reverie is losing patience with cliffhangers that try to fool us into thinking a major character is dead, when we know they're not. They can't be. So far, the series is 2 for 2 with these false death cliffhangers. Let's hope next week we have something new. Michael Tannock deduced that not seeing the writing on the wall of the spaceship might provide some kind of immunity from being killed by the ghosts. And that turned to be a major plot point this week. Congratulations. The Recreator reminded me that Sarah Jane Smith had not 1, but 3 spin-off series, although one of them never got beyond the pilot. As always, I learned so much from your comments. Please keep them coming. Here's a meta lesson in the bootstrap paradox, named for a Robert A. Heinlein story, By His Bootstraps, first published in 1941 under a pseudonym. Hey, this story's older than I am. It's the granddaddy of all time travel stories, where a character crosses, recrosses his own time stream, meets himself coming and going, past and future selves coaching, bullying, thwarting, and helping each other till your head spins. You can find it online if you want to read it. It's also in this anthology. Now here's a bit of Before the Flood that maybe you can help me with, because I haven't solved it. Here's the setup. It's 1980. The Doctor sends Bennett back to the future aboard the TARDIS under autopilot security protocol, and the Doctor stays behind to blow the dam. Well, since the TARDIS has already left the scene, the Doctor has no way to get back to the future other than the way we all get to the future. Wait for it. Also, he's about to drown under tons of water, so he borrows the Fisher King's stasis module and takes a long nap. Chills for more than 200 years until the crew of the drum can drag it on board and wake him up. So here's my question. Here's the part I want some help with. If the Doctor has been in stasis from 1980 to 2119, who's the guy who's been having all these adventures we watch every week? I'm sure one of you can explain that to me. 2 actors from this week's show have been on Game of Thrones. Neil Fingleton, the Fisher King, and Paul Kaye, Prentis. And according to the previews, we'll be seeing another Game of Thrones actor next week. Can't wait for that. Want more Doctor Who? Here? Some other points of view in this episode. Barry Aldrich, Darren Locke, others. And here? Those are my previous reviews of episodes of Doctor Who. Bye now.